Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome students. We are going to see the human eye and the colorful world part 3. We are going to study atmospheric refraction. We know that when light goes from one medium to another medium having different optical densities, then refraction of light rays takes place. Now in the atmosphere we have air everywhere. But all the air in the atmosphere is not at the same temperature. Some of the air layers of the atmosphere are cold, whereas other air layers of the atmosphere are comparatively warm. Now, the cooler air layers of the atmosphere behaves as optically denser medium for light rays, whereas the warmer air layers of the atmosphere behave as optically rarer medium for the light rays. So, in the same atmosphere we have different air layers with different optical densities. The refraction of light caused by the Earth's atmosphere having air layers of varying optical densities is called atmospheric refraction. That is, the refraction by different layers of the atmosphere is called atmospheric refraction. Some of the optical phenomena in nature which occur due to the atmospheric refraction of light are twinkling of star, the stars seem higher than they actually are, advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. We are going to find out the reason for all these phenomena. Twinkling of stars. The stars emit their own light, that is starlight. At one moment the star appears to be very bright and the next moment it appears to be very dim. In fact, the stars go on becoming bright and dim again and again. And we say that the stars twinkle at night. The twinkling of stars is due to the atmospheric refraction of starlight. When the light coming from the stars enter the Earth's atmosphere, it undergoes refraction due to the varying optical densities of the air at various altitudes. So the atmosphere in continuously changing the optical densities of air at different levels in the atmosphere keep on changing. The continuously changing atmosphere refracts the light from the star by different amounts from one moment to the next. So when the atmosphere refracts more starlight towards us, the star appears to be bright, and when the atmosphere refracts less starlight, then the star appears to be dim. In this way, the starlight reaching our eyes increases and decreases continuously due to atmospheric refraction, and the star appears to twinkle at night. The stars seem higher than they actually are. Due to atmospheric refraction, the stars seems to be higher in the sky than they actually are. So light from the star is refracted as it leaves space and enters the Earth's atmosphere. Air higher up in the sky is rarer, but the nearer to the Earth's surface is denser. So as the light from the star comes down, the dense air bends the light more. Due to this refraction of star's light, the star appears to be in the higher position. Advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. We can see the sun about 2 minutes from the actual sunrise and 2 minutes after the actual sunset because of atmospheric refraction. The actual sunrise takes place when the sun is just above the horizon. But due to the refraction of sunlight caused by the atmosphere, we can see the rising sun about 2 minutes before it is actually above the horizon. When the sun is slightly below the horizon, then the sun's light coming from less dense air to more dense air is refracted downwards as it passes through the atmosphere. Because of this atmospheric refraction, the sun appears to be raised above the horizon when actually it is slightly below the horizon. Scattering of light. Scattering of light means to throw light in various random directions. Light is scattered when it falls on various types of suspended particles in its path. Depending on the size of particles, the scattering can be of white sunlight as such or of colored lights which make up the white sunlight. We are going to study the blue color of the sky and the red color of the sun at sunrise and sunset here. Before that, let us study what is Tyndall effect. The scattering of light by particles in its path is called Tyndall effect. Tyndall discovered that when white light consisting of 7 colors is passed through a clear liquid having small suspended particles in it, then the blue color of the white light having shorter wavelength is scattered much more than the red color having longer wavelength. Let me repeat once again. The blue colored light present in the white sunlight is scattered much more easily than the red light. Why the sky is blue? The scattering of blue component of white sunlight by air molecules present in the atmosphere causes the blue color of the sky. Let me explain. The sunlight is made up of 7 colored light mixed together. So when sunlight passes through the atmosphere, most of the longer wavelength light, that is the red, orange, yellow present in it, do not get scattered. But the shorter wavelength blue light is however scattered all around the sky by air molecules in the atmosphere. Whichever direction we look, some of the scattered blue light enters our eyes. Since we see the blue light from everywhere overhead, the sky looks blue. If the earth had no atmosphere, it looks dark. The outer space of the sky looks dark and black instead of blue. This is because there is no atmosphere containing air in the outer space to scatter sunlight. Since there is no scattered light to reach our eyes in the outer space, therefore the sky looks dark and black there. This is why astronauts who go to the outer space find the sky to be dark and black instead of blue. We know that the danger signal lights are red in color. This is because the red colored light having longer wavelength is the least scattered by fog or smoke particles. Due to this, the red color light can be seen in the same color even from a distance. Why the sun appears red at sunrise and sunset? The sun and the surrounding sky appear red at sunrise and at sunset because at the time most of the blue color present in the sunlight has been scattered out and away from our line of sight, leaving behind mainly red color in the direct sunlight beam that reaches our eyes. Let me explain. At the time of sunrise and sunset, when the sun is near the horizon, the sunlight has to travel the greatest distance through the atmosphere to reach us. During this journey, the sunlight, most of the shorter wavelength, that is the blue color present in this present, is scattered out and away from our line of sight. So the light reaching us directly from the rising sun or setting sun consists mainly of longer wavelength red color, due to which the sun appears red. Due to the same reason, the sky surrounding the rising sun and the setting sun also appears red. Thus, at sunrise and sunset, the sun itself as well as the surrounding sky appears red. Let us study one experiment for scattering of light. Set up the apparatus as shown in the diagram. So S is the source of light and we have a convex lens. Then we have a beaker, that is transparent glass tank filled with sodium thiosulfide solution and some sulfuric acid. So the beaker is filled with sodium thiosulfate solution and sulfuric acid. Then we have a cardboard C, that is with some hole, and we are having a lens again, a L2, the second lens, and a screen at the back. When we switch on the source of light here, the beam of light will be passing through the glass tank and forms a circular patch of white light on the screen R. If we add 1 or 2 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid to the water, we will see a fine microscopic particles of sulfur begin to form in water and in the colloidal solution is obtained. As the sulfur particles begin to form in water, we will see a blue light coming from the sides of the glass tank. This is due to the scattering of short wavelength blue light by the minute colloidal sulfur particles. This is how the sky looks blue. We have completed the theory part of the lesson. In the NCERT solutions, we have 2 numericals. Let us see the 2 numericals now. The first numerical is the 5th question in our NCERT book in page number 197. A person needs a lens of power minus 5.5 diopters for correcting his distant vision. For correcting his near vision, he needs a lens of power plus 1.5 diopter. What is the focal length of the lens required for correcting the distant vision and the near vision? So for distant vision, it is given the power of the lens P is equal to minus 5.5 diopter. We know the formula power P is equal to 1 by F, that is F should be in meters. We are going to substitute. Power is given as minus 5.5, which is equal to 1 by F. So F can be written as 1 by minus 5.5 meter, and I am going to convert this meter into centimeter. So it is minus 1 by 5.5 into 100 centimeter, where I will get the answer as F is equal to minus 18.18 centimeter. Now for the near vision, power of the lens P is given as plus 1.5. So using the same formula, power P is equal to 1 by F, we are going to find out the solution. So 1.5 is equal to 1 by F. F is equal to 1 by 1.5 into 100 centimeter, where we will get the answer as plus 66.66 centimeter. The next one, the far point of the myopic eye is 80 centimeter in front of the eye. What is the nature and power of the lens required to correct the defect? So what is the defect? It is nothing but the myopia. This myopia can be corrected by using concave lens. So the person requires concave lens in his spectacles. We will now calculate the focal length of the concave lens required in this case. The far point of the myopic eye is 80 centimeter. This means this person can see the distant object, that is which is kept at infinity clearly if the image of this distant object is formed at the far point, which is 80 centimeter here. So object distance u is nothing but the infinity, and image distance v is equal to minus 80 centimeter because it is in front of the lens. Then focal length f we are going to find out. We know the formula 1 by v minus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. This is the lens formula. I am going to substitute the value u is equal to infinity, v is equal to minus 80 here to find out f. I will get 1 by f is equal to minus 1 by 80, where f is equal to minus 80 centimeter. So the focal length of the required concave lens is 80 centimeter. We will now calculate its power. Power is equal to 1 by f. which is equal to 1 by minus 0.8. Why we are writing 0.8? This 80 centimeter should be converted into meters. So we are writing 1 by minus 0.8. That is equal to minus 10 by 8, which is minus 1.25 diopter. So the concave lens power is minus 1.25 diopter here. Thank you children. Practice the diagram of myopic and hypermetropic eye.